Welcome to episode 23 of Becoming MindStrong, and this episode is being recorded during COVID, when most of us are still in quarantine. So this is a topic that hits close to home for a lot of us, and it's this idea of, can I get an effective workout done at home? Right? A lot of us were either just getting into a steady gym routine, or we had our established gym routine and quarantine threw us for a loop. So today we're addressing the topic of, can you still get a killer workout done at home? And if so, how do we do that? Check it out. Welcome to Becoming MindStrong, the official podcast of MindStrong Fitness. My name is Rachel. I'm the owner and head coach of MindStrong Fitness, and I am here to teach you truth. No more bullshit, no more point systems, no more shakes, no more wraps. This is math and science, and we're going to learn how to do it together. Ready? Let's rock and roll. So before we dive too deep into the conversation of can we get an effective workout done at home, what we first and foremost need to understand is how muscle growth happens. And we've talked about this a little bit in season 1, but I want to dive into it here because it's the basis of this conversation. Our muscles don't actually grow while we're in the gym. And this sounds super painful, but it's not. This is just human biology. When you're in the gym and you're lifting heavy weights and you're pushing your muscles to do what they can't yet do, what's actually happening in that moment is you're creating tiny little tears in your muscle fibers. It's when you go home and you rest and you recover and you eat and you drink water, that's when your muscles heal, and that's when muscle growth actually occurs. So we need to understand that first and foremost. To understand, does it matter if we're in the gym to get that effect, or can that effect be reproduced at home? And the answer, to give it away right up front, the answer is as long as you are pushing your muscles to do what they can't yet do, you can get results. Now, the gym might make it a little easier to do that, right? When you walk into a gym, when you go to the weight section, there's every weight you can think of, from light weights to heavy weights. There's almost every machine that you could think of depending on your gym, but they're making it super accessible to go heavier. And the easiest way to push our muscles to do what they can't yet do is by going heavier in weights. What that does not mean, however, is that working out at home is a lost cause. What it means is that we either need to get more equipment at home, or, because for a lot of us, that's just not an option, especially during times of quarantine, it's kind of hard to find equipment and it gets really expensive. So the or to this is, or we need to get creative about how to push our muscles to do what they can't yet do. So the most obvious answer to that is body weight. If you've ever tried to do a push-up or a pull-up, you know that you can get a killer workout done with just your body weight. You know, if you weigh 130, 140, 150, 160 and upwards from there, that's a decent amount of weight. So if you're trying to push or pull your body weight, that is a solid workout. You are pushing your body to do what it can't yet do. So simple basic exercises like body weight squats, lunges without any weights, push-ups, pull-ups, all of these exercises are going to push your muscles to do what they can't yet do just by the nature of our body weight. The next thing we can do is we can incorporate some weights. So even if all you have at your disposal at home is 1 or 2 or 3 sets of dumbbells, that is plenty to get a good workout in. In fact, my Ignite at Home program is designed to do the entire thing, the entire weeks and weeks of workouts using anywhere from 1 to 3 sets of dumbbells. Now, the idea is if you can get a hold of more than 1 set of dumbbells, again, just like we talked about with the gym, it's going to be a little easier to push yourself. Because if you do a set of bicep curls with 5-pound weights, well, the next step to push your muscles would be to go up to 7.5-pound weights or 10-pound weights. So if you have that there, you just made it that much easier, right? And again, at home, you don't need that much. Most of us, if we're going to do 3 sets of bicep curls, we're going to do a set of 5, a set of 7.5, and a set of 10. Most of us don't need 45-pound dumbbells at home because not many of us out there, unless you're a pro athlete, are curling 45-pound dumbbells at this stage in the game. Now, if your answer to me is, well, Rachel, I only have 1 set of dumbbells. All I have are 5-pound weights. You're not out of luck. Right? We can go back to our conversation about body weight exercises. Shake it up. Add some more exercises in there that incorporate your body weight. But the other thing you can do, because remember, the goal here is to push your muscles so that they get fatigued, to push your muscles to do what they can't yet do. So if you do a set of bicep curls, and normally you would wait, let's say, a minute or a minute and a half in between sets, right? That rest period is the time for our muscles to rest and recover before we do another set. Well, if you have limited weights, another way that we can push our muscles is by resting less. So we do our set of dumbbell curls, and maybe we only rest 30 or 45 seconds, and then we go into our next set. So the next set feels harder because our muscles weren't fully rested yet. And that gives us the ability to keep pushing our muscles with limited weights. Now, the third option I want to be super clear about. If you've hung out with me before, you know that I preach from the rooftops that the idea of low weight, high reps is complete and utter bullshit. The way to build muscle is never, ever, ever to do 100 reps with a 2-pound weight. That is not how muscle growth works, and we know that because we started this conversation out by saying that you have to push your muscles to do what they can't do. So I'm prefacing this because I want you to understand that the third option to you is not about low weight, high reps. However, what you can do is increase your number of reps to fatigue your muscles. That does not mean we take a 2-pound weight and we do 100 reps because doing low weight, high reps gives us lean sculpted muscles. Absolutely not. But we know that if we want muscle growth to occur, we have to push our muscles to do what they can't yet do. So if the only thing at your disposal is a 5-pound dumbbell, and that's like medium weight to you, like you can feel it, but it's not fatiguing you. Well, instead of doing 10 reps, 10 up and down motions on those bicep curls, maybe we do 20. Maybe we do 20 reps, and instead of resting an hour and a half or a minute and a half before the next set, we rest 45 seconds. Well, now we're switching things up, right? Now we're finding creative ways, but all with the same goal in mind. The goal is to push our muscles to do what they can't yet do. So again, being in a gym, having access to more equipment, that's going to just make the process a little easier. It's going to help us push our muscles by giving us heavier weights. And heavier weights are they're the fastest way to accomplish that. However, and this is a big however during these times of quarantine, you can absolutely still build muscle while you're working out at home. You can do it with 2 to 3 sets of dumbbells. If you're a beginner to intermediate, you don't need that much weight to push your muscles. You can do it by decreasing rest time in between sets. You can do it by adding in more reps. You can do it by adding in more reps and decreasing rest time between sets. The big idea that we need to understand is that muscle growth happens by pushing your muscles to do what they can't yet do. So the way we know we're doing that is by feeling that fatigue. If what you're doing right now is a 2-pound dumbbell up and down while you're mindlessly watching TV and you're not feeling anything, well, guess what? That I'm not feeling anything is your key that it's not working. If by the end of your set, you are tired, you are struggling to get those last few reps out, now you are pushing yourself to do what you can't yet do. It doesn't matter where you're working out. It doesn't matter if you have fancy equipment or basic equipment. What matters is that we push our muscles to do what they can't yet do, because that is how muscle growth happens. I am so beyond pumped to share my book with the world. It is called Becoming MindStrong, The Truth About Health, Fitness, and the Bullshit That's Holding You Back. It's available on Amazon right now. You can check it out on my website, www.mindstrongfitness.com/becoming, or search for Becoming MindStrong on Amazon.com.